Alright. Wow. I didn't even press R and it just opened itself. Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are back in Titanic VR. We're going to continue the story. So yeah guys, let's get into the video. And here we are.
Radio check, Wilson.
Coming in nice and clear, Dr. Lynch.
Great. First up is the purser's office on C deck, correct?
Correct. To access it, you'll need to head down through the hole where the forward grand staircase was. I'll mark it on your map.
The C deck is pretty compressed from what I've heard.
Yeah, the impact with the sea floor bent most of the supporting pillars, so they're struggling with the weight of the floors above.
With the rate of decay increasing, it won't be long before it all collapses. I'm glad we had a chance to come down here and see it for ourselves, before all this becomes inaccessible.
Alright, so we are going to be going to the purser's office today. That is on C deck, as they mentioned. And it's going to be a little trek to get down there. And as I said, the decks are a little bit collapsed.
Fast then, and all of a sudden she lifted up quickly, and you could hear everything crashing through her. Everything that was movable was going through her. And then she went down and seemed to come up again. So I thought, well, now I'm going to leave. And I was hanging on to a board. We had two boards, starboard and port, which said, keep clear of propeller blades. And I was hanging on to one of these, and I was getting higher and higher in the air. And I thought, well, now I'll go. And I dropped in. I had a lifebelt on. And I hit the water with a terrific crack. Luckily, I didn't hit anything when I dropped in. There were bodies all over the place. And then I looked up at the Titanic. So the propellers were right out of water. The rudder was right out. And I could see the bottom. And then gradually she glided away, and that was that. That was the last of the Titanic. I didn't want to die. I mean, I didn't see much chance of living, but I was gradually getting frozen up. And by the grace of God, I came across a lifeboat, and they pulled me in.
Alright, and there is the hull of the Titanic. You just heard Frank. He was the storekeeper on board the Titanic. He has quite a story that he just told there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make our way up the side of the hull here. Now, on most Titanic dives, this is what they see. They don't really come up towards the bow like we did when we first dived to the Titanic. We are actually coming up alongside the ship. So it's not very, you know, romantic. It's not that romantic opening sequence of the ship there, so... Alright, so we're coming up here, and you can see the expansion joint opened up there as well. And there is the deck of the Titanic, boat deck. And there is the grand staircase there. Anyone familiar with Titanic will know this space. We're going to want to land somewhere up here, so let's just maneuver the sub. Let's get above these ventilators and things like that.
You'll need to be careful of debris when descending with the Predator. It might make it easier if you position your sub so the lights shine down the void.
Good idea.
Oh, there we go. So we just struck a bit of the ventilator, I believe, there. So we really got to look out here. You know what? Let's go ahead and let's float above the ship. Because that seems like a better option than to actually rest on the roof of the officers' quarters. Alright, so we should be set there. Let's go ahead and let's get the Predator out. So here we go. Alright, so here we go. We are now descending into the grand staircase. This is roughly where the clock would have been.
Here we are.
Great. The purser's office and inquiry desk are on the starboard side. You'll need to go over the desk to get into the side room.
So as you can see, the ceiling has collapsed down here. You've got the lights hanging, or the chandeliers hanging. And, yeah, you've got rusticles everywhere.
The office is to the left as you enter. Be careful. This area hasn't been explored before. We don't know what we'll find in here.
To think the last person in this room would have been Chief Purser McElroy.
The record book would have been kept in a leather pouch.
Okay, so we're looking for a leather pouch. Now, there's two rooms here. And as you can see, right next to the wall, there's the tubing that would have basically brought the messages through. You'd put the messages in, and they'd just be sucked up through these tubes and brought to the wireless room. You can see the safe is over here. This is where they kept all the jewelry and all of the personal belongings that people would bring down here. Of course, you've got shelving for letters and things like that. And we have a crab here He's just moving along here. We won't disturb him. We've got another one here as well. But we're looking for a leather pouch. So let's move into this room. Looks like there's a lot of life here.
I don't see it here.
Maybe try the safe back out in the inquiry office.
Okay, so the safe. That's what we are looking for.
The doors are rusted shut. We can't check inside.
Is the pouch among the debris?
No, I can't see the leather pouch anywhere. We might be out of luck.
That's a shame.
We'll have to hope the Marconi room gives us some answers.
While we're here, we should collect a sample of the rust on the safe doors. MCPA regularly check for new species of bacteria living in rusticles, and I'm sure they'll want a sample of this.
Alright, so here we go. Let's go ahead and grab that rust.
I'll take a photograph of the scene too. They'll need to see the rusticle formations as well.
Alright, so let's grab a nice little picture here.
Done.
Alright,
We
nice.
better move on to the Marconi room.
I'll mark it on your map. You'll need to head back to the sub to get there.
Okay, so we're going to the Marconi room. A lot of you should be familiar with this space, but if you're not, this is where the wireless messages were sent out. Now, if you are a passenger, you'd come to this space here on C deck. You'd tell them, I want to send a message to somebody at home, and then that message would be basically placed into those tubes that we looked at earlier, and then it would be basically sucked up all the way to the Marconi room, and then the guys in the Marconi room would send out the message. And on the night of the sinking, they stopped transmitting personal messages and decided, well, it's time to go ahead and start sending out CQDs and SOSs.
The Marconi room isn't too far from here, just between the first funnel and your current position.
How do I get in?
Either through the skylight or the corridors. Up to you which you feel is safer.
Right, I don't want to damage the wreck. Or the ROV.
Alright, so they've given us two options. We can either go through this corridor, or we can go through the skylight. We're going to go through the corridor because I don't think any ROV has really done that before. It's quite a tight space here. You can see there is the elevator winches, and if we continue through here, there's a closed door, but it should just be right around here somewhere. I think near the expansion joint, maybe. Yeah, so we have a door here, so that's promising. Alright, here we are.
I'm in. Really isn't much left here, is there?
No, not really. Most of the furniture was wood, so it's almost all deteriorated.
There's a lot of debris on the ground, and a few broken canisters.
Alright, so another bug that I'm noticing is the little notification menus are on the left side of my screen. I think this is a bug with the whole VR, since this was designed for VR as well, which we will be playing in sandbox mode later, once we finish the story mode. But as you can see, it's kind of stuck off to the top left of the screen for some reason. So I don't know what we really need to do. I think we need to collect the canisters, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, it doesn't look like we can collect the canisters. Oh, wait. 4 of 4 collected. Oh, I know what's happening here. So these are each of the individual canisters that we're picking up. So we've got all of them here in our inventory. Let's go ahead and let's head through the skylight and get out of here. Alright, so let's go ahead. Let's pop into the sub and retrieve it here. So recall the ROV, and we should see the ROV approaching us in any second here. There it is. And there we go. Let's go ahead and head to the surface.
Alright, heading back up now.
See you soon, Doctor.
And here we are. So let's go ahead and take a look at our findings here. We have 1 canister for some reason in here. And we also have the rust sample.
These brass canisters will need a good scrub in fresh water. They'll stop them from oxidizing when they dry.
Alright, so let's drop it into the wash station here. There we go. Alright. Wow. I didn't even press R and it just opened itself.
I'm
Alright.
surprised these paper messages survived. They'll need to be soaked in the desal bath and then in the fungicide tub.
Where did the canister go? Well, I don't really care anymore, but yeah.
Ready for freeze drying.
Alright, time to freeze dry. Place it right on in there. Close it up. While we're waiting, let's look for that canister. Oh, there are the canisters right there. Alright.
Transferred to Titanic. Fine ship, fine weather. Arrive Wednesday with special delivery. Love, William.
He mentions the package again. Maybe he really did have something stowed in the cargo hold.
Nothing was listed on the manifest.
A lot of things weren't.
He could have been referring to anything, though. Might have been something special in his suitcase or in the purser's safe.
We can still search the cargo hold as a start.
Yeah, we'll check it out next dive. Right on time.
Hello, team.
Hey, Gillian.
We recovered the message from the Marconi room, but it doesn't really give us any new information.
That's still great news. I daren't have hoped you'd find it. What does it say?
We're sending you through a photo of the message now.
Thank you. Oh, it adds another layer to the story, doesn't it?
He must have thought himself lucky to have been transferred to Titanic.
The coal strike meant many people were upgraded to Titanic.
Such tragedy.
William refers to a delivery in this message, so we're assuming he may have kept something in the cargo hold. We're planning to head down there next dive to check it out. Depending on what it was, there's a chance it survived.
Did you find anything we missed in the cargo manifests?
No, but I've been doing a bit of extra sleuthing. I found out that there was a registered parcel traveling on the Titanic with a Mr. W.J. Henderson's name on it. Is it possible that the gift was traveling as mail and not cargo?
Yeah, that's a possibility. They could have also been two separate packages. The only way to know would be to check both rooms.
The mailroom used to be off limits, but we can access it through a new hole in the cargo hold wall. Our ROV will need another transmitter upgrade to delve that deep, though, and a longer lasting battery.
That's not an issue, Doctor.
Do you have any idea of the size of the parcel? What's inside it?
No. Could have been anything, really. The registered weight suggests something small, and Mary liked delicate things. Maybe something French? She loved southern France.
Could it have been a religious gift? I read the Hendersons were very involved in their local church.
Yes, definitely. In fact, I'm surprised William's Bible wasn't in the suitcase you recovered. He was known to carry it everywhere.
Maybe he had it with him during the sinking.
Perhaps. There are mixed reports about his final moments, unfortunately. I'm not sure we'll ever find out what really happened.
Well, we'll try our best to find out. Hopefully we can learn more about him from the next dive.
I do hope so. I want to tell my great-grandfather's story accurately in this biography.
We'll speak again tomorrow, after the dive.
Yes, thank you. Talk to you then.
Right. We better get those upgrades for Predator sorted then.
I'll get on it now.
Well, before we get on those upgrades, there are a few canisters over here that we haven't taken a look at. I want to see if we can actually clean these up without breaking the mission. So let's see if we can do that right now. Alright, will it let us clean these, or are we just not going to be able to access these whatsoever? Nope, unfortunately we can't actually clean these up and see what's inside, which is unfortunate, but we'll leave them in there. Let's go ahead and open up the Predator and put in those upgrades. Alright, first things first, let's open up the top piece, and we're going to have to take this new piece and just put it in there, I think. There we go. And now we need to raise that up and put in this. I think maybe we have to take out the old battery. Yes, we do. Okay, so there's only one in there, but if we put the other one in, that should be good.
She's good to go.
There you go.
Thanks.
Alright guys, if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and a comment, and I'll see you next time guys. Goodbye.